Hi guys, so since we're at the end of the year, for those of you who are interested, I'm going to go back and look over my 2023 goals and then tell you what my 2024 goals are. So 2023 was a little bit of a failure in terms of I pretty much haven't achieved the majority of my goals, but I did achieve some big things, and I think I'm okay with what I've achieved, and I'm okay with the fact that the reason that I haven't achieved most of my goals is because of the house build. So the last 2 years, 2022 and 2023, have been not great for my business, my goals, and all of that. But for those 2 years, I have been building my house in Poland. So that pretty much took up all of my energy, my time, my money, everything else. So now that that's over, I am really optimistic about 2024. So let's kick off with having a look at what my 2023 goals were. And then we'll go on to 2024. So in terms of 2023, for Panda Boss, I had at least one YouTube video per week, which obviously I haven't achieved because YouTube again took a back seat this year, mostly because of the house build and then because just life and work and everything else. Then I had build side income back to £1,000 or more per month. Now, if you saw my passive and side income videos, you'll know that there were only 3 months where I achieved that in 2023. But again, that's okay. It's pretty much linked with the fact that I had no time to do anything on the side. Most of the money that I made was either from teaching English or through passive income. So I'm still okay with the amounts that I made. The next one was to quit the 9 to 5. Now, if you're watching this video, you will be one of the first people to know this. Now, this is a no and then yes, because I made a video back in the summer, basically telling you that I quit my job. Now, a few weeks ago, I made another video telling you that that didn't work out as planned. Yes, I quit that job, but then when I moved to Poland, I got another job here. So essentially that was like a yes, I quit, but then no, I didn't. But actually I did quit that job and I finished that a couple days ago. Actually yesterday, not a couple days ago, because today is Saturday the 30th. And I finished yesterday. So I basically ended up quitting again because I just got burnt out completely. And I remember watching a lot of videos about burnouts back in the days where, you know, I was kicking off my channel and I was doing all of the stuff to pay off my debt, to save money for the house and all of that. And I remember seeing a lot of stuff about burnout, and I never really quite appreciated how real it could be. And over the last few months, I really felt my health declining and my will to do anything declining, my energy, and just, I won't bore you with the details, but essentially I made a decision that for my sanity and my health, something had to give. And I wasn't ready to give up my channel, my YouTube lessons, oh my God, my English lessons, and all of that. So I decided to quit the 9 to 5 at the start of December, and I finished yesterday, like I said. So in theory, just a few days before the end of the year, I can say that I did achieve that goal. Now, what 2024 will bring with that, we'll see. I'm hoping it will be fine and I won't regret doing that. But I think health has to come first. And I'm in a really fortunate position where I don't have a mortgage or anything like that, and my bills are quite low. I think I'll be okay. My next one was building up Instagram content. Again, same as with all the other YouTube stuff, that just hasn't happened at all. Now, in terms of personal goals, the 3 that I didn't achieve were exercising at least once a week. I didn't achieve that. I pretty much haven't exercised all year, which is probably contributing to my health. Having time for myself, again, no, and that's contributing to my sanity. And reading books for at least an hour a week, I wanted to do that. And again, I haven't been able to do that because all I've done is work. Now, those three, one of the things that contributes to that as well is that every single day of my annual leave that I used in the last year and the year before, pretty much the last time I actually used annual leave for a holiday or to relax was back in 2021 when I went to Dubai. So that means I haven't had any time to relax, to do anything for myself. So hopefully that will change from this year. Now, the one big thing that I did achieve was to move into my new house. So I finished the house build back in August, and if you missed that video, it's up on my channel. You've got the full house tour and you've got the full cost breakdown as two separate videos for those of you who are interested. But honestly, this being pretty much the only goal I achieved this year is still a massive achievement for me, and I'm super happy with that. Like, I'm just happy that it's over. I'm happy that the new year will be just completely fresh. And the fact that I achieved this within 18 months is, I think, pretty great. I did want to achieve it a lot sooner, but with hindsight, you know, there were so many things, so many pieces of the puzzle that you had to put together, so many different people you had to rely on, being on time, doing things properly. Yeah, I'm just mega grateful, and I absolutely love my house. There's still a lot to sort out in it, mostly things like organizing and stuff, which now I'll be able to do. So yeah, that's my big achievement, and I'm honestly mega happy and grateful that I managed to achieve that. In terms of money, again, haven't achieved these, but it was to invest all additional non-limited company income. So I ended up shutting my company because I moved, and it made no sense to keep it open. And then to save up a 3-month emergency fund. So I was on my way to achieving that, but then I pretty much didn't keep it because of the next thing, which I'm going to talk about, which is what else I did achieve. And one of those things was buying the land next to me. So pretty much all the cash that I had saved and the majority of my investments were cashed out. And I also took out a loan in order to buy the land next to me. This is a big achievement for me as well, and I couldn't believe it when I ended up buying it because I never thought that this woman would sell anytime soon. So I kind of had to act quick, and this is a huge investment for me. And the way I see it is land in my area is going up fairly quickly. So I bought mine in 2019 for about 40,000 zloty. I know someone who bought in the area for about 70-something thousand zloty 2 years later. And then 2 years after that, I bought mine for 100,000 zloty. So, you know, it's gone up really quickly. And I know it's not going to go up infinitely by 20 grand per year. Land doesn't really drop in value. So absolute worst case scenario, I can always sell it. And you know, when I'm in my garden in the summer, I do have people walking by sometimes and going, do you know if there's any land for sale in this area? So worst case scenario, I can do that, but obviously I don't plan to, I don't want to, I want to pay off the loan ASAP. So yeah, that emergency fund went towards buying that land. Now, the next thing I did achieve was starting my self-sufficiency journey. So I purchased a composter and I've started filling it up. It's about half full at the moment. So it's about 500 litres from what I remember. Once I fill that up, and now that I have the other land, I will buy a second one. I've also purchased rainwater catchment. So hopefully in the spring, I can get that set up. Okay, so moving on to 2024 goals. Now, there will be no excuse for not achieving at least most of these this year. So starting off from my business goals. So the first one will be to have 2 YouTube videos per week from February. Now, I'm trying to be realistic with these goals. So I do have quite a few things to sort out in January. And I want to consume some content. I want to read some books. There's a course that I'm doing at the moment. So just being realistic about that. Secondly, income of 1K per month or more. Once again, I'm putting that on the list. and aiming for 2K by the end of the year. So obviously that's not going to start as 1K from January, I don't think. Although I do have a couple sponsored bits of content, so perhaps it will. But generally I'm looking at an average here. So even if I have some months less, some months more, I want to calculate the average and it come out at 1K per month or more. Now notice that it says income, not side income, because pretty much now it's going to be my main source of income. Now next is, once again, building up Instagram content. So posting 3 times per week. Again, from February, I would like to achieve this. And then next is teaching 20 hours per week. So 4 hours per day times 5 days. So this will give me enough to live on when I have, because I worked out that I need about 25 hours of teaching really to equal my job previously, but I'm going to aim for 20 so that I have time to do other things like YouTube and this other sort of side hustle that I talked about in my passive income video, which I will talk to you about in the next few weeks. Moving on to personal goals and then money. So personal, exercising 3 times per week, eating healthy and reading books for at least 3 hours per week. Now, exercising 3 times a week, I have to start looking after my health. Honestly, the fact that especially over the last 6 months, I have barely moved is not good for my health. So I've pretty much been sitting in a car for 2 hours per day, sitting at a desk for 8 hours, then coming home teaching for a few hours per day. And then my only movement is pretty much taking the dog for a quick walk at the end of the day. So that is all going away and I will be exercising 3 times per week. The reason I haven't made that more is because I don't want to overdo it initially, first of all. But secondly, because I also want to do things like take my dog for longer walks and stuff like that. So that will be on the other days. And then reading the books, I want to, I sort of mentioned it last year in my goals about reading. I have a lot of books in terms of finances and investing and things like that, things I want to learn that I then want to share with you. So this will be sort of feeding into self-development, but also into the business side of things. And then finally, moving on to money, save up a 3-month emergency fund is back on the list. So about £1,500 should be enough because we're talking about paying off bills. Having said that, ideally I'd want about £3,000 because my loan payments for the land are about £400 per month. So actually, if I want to be able to cover that as well, then I'm looking at £3,000. So that's going to be the aim. And then the next 2, I'm not putting amounts on this because my income is going to be varied currently and I don't know how things are going to go, but I want to make sure that I do this regularly. And the first is to overpay my loan every month. So I think my minimal payments are £388. So I want to make sure that whatever it is, whether it's £10, £100 or more, I want to overpay that. So once I save up that initial £1,500, any cash I can spare, I want to sort of divvy up between overpaying and secondly, investing. So I want to go back to investing every month. Again, whether it's £10, £50, £100, I want to make sure that I do it regularly, just to dollar cost average a little bit more again. Now I've been investing again, maybe not monthly, but like semi-regularly into my eToro portfolio. And I've started seeing bigger returns since I've been doing that. So my goal is basically every month, whatever I can spare on top of bills is to overpay and invest. That is pretty much it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything that you think I should be aiming for. Honestly, my biggest aim that I haven't really written down here, but generally the biggest thing I want out of 2024 is just to be healthy, happy, and stress-free. So I think this will all help me to achieve that, but I just want to take it easy and see how things go. Let me know what your biggest goal is of 2024. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, happy new year, and I'll see you in 2024. Bye.